Welcome to Gen Z Hoops, the Gen Z basketball, coaching, and sports business show. On this podcast, you'll learn from professional players, coaches, and executives from all over the world and see the court in a brand new way. And now, joining you courtside, your Gen Z host, John Hartofilis.
Commissioner Wiley, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Welcome to Vegas, baby. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. It was awesome seeing you yesterday, just bumping into each other at Summer League.
Good.
Now, just a couple hours later, I'm here at TBL.
Hello.
Super fun.
You look good in that, too. You look good.
I honestly, I put it on. I was looking at myself in the mirror a little bit, checking myself out a little bit. But
yes,
I'm curious, tell our audience a little bit about what your role is with TBL and how you've maybe seen it grow over the last few months.
Gosh, I've been with the TBL from day one. I started as an assistant coach with BobKats. I started with, and then I ended up taking over the Mesquite Desert Dogs, then getting in. Magley allowed me to be the commissioner for a half season, and that was COVID, and then this full season. So good. I'm the guy that they don't really like, okay? I'm the guy they don't want to see, okay? They just don't, because I'm going to implement the rules. We're going to go by fines and everything, so they don't really particularly care about me much. But one of the biggest things that our vision is we're in the community daily. Our kids, our young men are awesome in the community. They're great around young people. And I got to tell you, we got some fabulous basketball, too. We're very highly talented young men out here. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm watching it firsthand now for the first time with my own two eyes. But you mentioned a little bit about the community aspect. And you guys have grown to so many new markets over the during COVID, which is crazy. I'm seeing the updates come out. I'm like, well, what is it? It started with like 20, 22, 24. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
How did that happen?
You know what's funny? I got to go with the man that started it first, and then I just proceeded to just go fall in place. David Magley did not give up during COVID. You know what I mean? So why everybody, and I know it was a sad moment for everyone, and God bless the people that lost. We lost people and family members. But he didn't. He gave us that attitude that don't stop, let's go. And we grew during that time and period. But it was like a never give up. And to make our league even stronger and to put it out there. So then any other team would kind of take that like, hey, man, we're not giving up. Let's go out there. Let's fight. Let's get out there. Let's go sell. Let's get these guys up here because they need something. And you know what? I was glad that TBL was able to do that.
It's phenomenal. I mean, right, so in terms of TBL being able to do that, you mentioned how you guys have great basketball, too. Just a little bit about, I saw you working these guys, you're pushing them hard.
Come on now. Come on now. Okay, so I got to tell you, these kids they're different. They don't understand this. I know we not in the NBA, the G League. They're in the TBL, baby. And if I can keep them here, we got great team market owners. We got great markets. To have these young men here are very special. And I always tell people, don't sleep on this league. Because I got to tell you, there's some dogs out there now. These boys can play now. They can play. And I'm so proud of them. And it's just because we want them around their family. We want them to not go overseas. And they get to stay home and enjoy their family. So I'm loving that part.
That's so cool, right? And some of those guys, right, you mentioned the NBA, the G League, some of them are signing those two-way contracts. They're doing stuff like that.
I didn't want to say anything, but yes. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Is that somewhere? Is that written somewhere? No, that's fine. And you know what? Our team market owners are great. Our coaches are great to allow these players, to give them the opportunity to do this. Come on, man, this is fun. And good luck to all the guys. I'm not even going to name them all because I don't want anybody left out. But we appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason why our league is that strong. And there will be many more to come. I promise you that.
I can't wait to see it. And the one thing I can't get over is your energy, your passion. It's something that I'm seeing right all throughout the court.
Come on, man. You're going to get this.
Where does it come from?
I don't know. It comes from within. I think anybody that knows me, they're going to say Wiley was crazy on this energy. Because you know what? I want the best experience. What we want to do is give them a pro experience. A lot of them, I don't like to say this, but we got to get a rec ball mentality. I want them to know they're pros. I want them to know they're young men. They're out here playing in front of their mom, their girlfriend, their wives, their kids. You know what? I just want the best experience that I could possibly give them. And then walking away from me, you know I gave it to them, baby. You know I gave it to them, baby. That's all. I'm done. I love you. Be careful. I'm glad you're here with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're doing a great job.
Thank
See you. Bye.
Mr. Ronnie, how are you?
I'm doing fine. You having a good time out here. How you doing?
Having such a great time right seeing you here. I had no idea you were going to be here. I came here. It was awesome. You're obviously a former guest of the show. I showed up. yesterday having met Mr. Magley, Mr. Wiley, everyone at Summer League.
Yes.
Show up today. It's looking cool. I'll see you guys there. I had no idea I'd be seeing you. So this is obviously definitely a treat seeing you here. I thank you so much for taking the time away from your ref evaluations.
Yes.
But what can you maybe explain to us, because I didn't even know, what's been your involvement with TBL over the last few years?
Well, I was involved with Dave Magley a couple of years ago in working with the officials, and then he shifted over from that league into a TBL. So one year I didn't see him, and the next year, which is this year, I decided to volunteer and help him. And I'm kind of a volunteer admin person, but giving the most that I have in the officiating department and trying to evaluate and try to secure proper officials for this level of play, which is not an easy level to find. It's a kind of in-between level between a good Pro-Am league and a G League. So you've got a lot of basketball players out here, and they need good referees as well.
And you bring in all these good referees. It's incredible. I'm watching you here, evaluate them and tell them what they do to get better. How do you go about helping them improve their game as referees?
Well, first the good news is many of our referees are aspiring referees to be in the NBA. So that's a very good thing. And the other is that they need the training so they can have a high candidacy ability for when G League and NBA scouts are looking at them. How do they make themselves a leg up versus others that are vying for the same position? A league like the TBL offers that, where other leagues in high school or maybe sometimes even Division I's don't, because they're not involved in the normal progression of being a professional referee.
It's incredible, right? And watching this all take place is so interesting to me, having just taken my own referee course, right? I was telling you about it. I was really excited that I was kind of embarking on that same journey, wanting to spend mine in basketball. How maybe have you seen maybe the TBL grow since you've been a part of it? You see them grow at the same time?
I see growth in the league itself. I think today is a day in which people are trying out. During this week, we're going to have TBL teams competing. It's great for the referees to learn and be around these kind of players, because you don't get these players everywhere. And you don't get a league like this everywhere. So I think it's helping both the league, which is building, adding more teams. I think that's great in venues that are interested in basketball players at the pro level. So it's just a great opportunity to be involved, and also it keeps me healthy and keeps my mind going, teaching officiating.
So there's no better place seeing you right than out on the court, officiating and helping spread the knowledge, right, that you've been cultivating all these years in the NBA and all these other leagues around the world.
Yes.
It's been a long time since you were reffing games at Xavier High School, but obviously we all came full circle seeing you here. So thank you so much for coming on, and can't wait to see some more great basketball here.
John, thank you very much. You're doing a great job, and it was just a few years ago when I was over at the UNLV doing the same thing under the NBA auspices. So it's a continuation, and for me it's great because I'm involved with people again trying to make it.
Incredible.
Thank you, my friend.
Cliff, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Awesome meeting you. I had no idea you were here. And it's funny, I'm coming into TBL, I'm having all these surprises, having people that legends of the game, right, in this gym. Awesome seeing you here. Can you tell us a little about maybe your involvement in TBL and how you really got involved in it?
Well, I'm coaching the Kokomo BobKats team down in Kokomo, Indiana. It's our first year. We had a pretty good season. It ended a little premature, but all in all, it was a really good season. I got involved when I got called from Magley, asked me if I still wanted to coach, and the Kokomo team invited me down and showed me around, and I like what I seen down there. Very community-orientated team. They had a lot of things in place, but more importantly, the organization they want to do things first class, and that's how I do things when I do it. Basketball, it's got to be first class, and that's how I got involved.
So in terms of being first class, right, can you maybe tell the audience a little bit about how you've seen TBL grow and become first, whether it's basketball, whether it's off the court stuff? How has TBL maybe become solidified as a first class league?
Well, first of all, the quality of the players. They're getting quality players. We had one player that's playing for the in the NBA Summer League with the Denver Nuggets. We had one player who's looks like he'd be going to Israel, and then we got a Belgium going to Belgium, and another player going to Denmark. So what's making this league is a first-class league is we're pushing guys out. We're using this as a stepping stone, a platform for guys to be seen, to get to that next level. And the more we continue to look for quality players and push them out the door to the bigger and better things, the better the league becomes.
100%. I mean, no one knows that better than you, right? Having played at that high level with Hall of Famers like Dominique Wilkins on those 80s Hawks teams, and then winning 2 championships with Michael Jordan. I mean, what do you maybe take from your NBA career, those lessons, and maybe bring them to your team and right to this league that's growing so much, and a team, right, that you're only going to further see improve?
Well, I try to teach my guys understanding the game. When you start understanding the game comes easier. When the game becomes easier, you can focus on the little things you need to focus on to get you to the next level. It's not about playing in a league, it's about making a career out of this. If you want to make this a career out of it, you got to be a student of the game, study the game, and more importantly, understand the game. And when you got guys who are doing those type of things, it makes your job easier, it makes the league that much better.
Well, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see more careers being made in the TBL. So thank you so much for joining the show. It was awesome meeting you.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you more.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you so much. It's awesome seeing you again. Right, you obviously came on the show a while back, and seeing you in person here. I saw you yesterday at Summer League. I was like, wow, there's Dave, right? It was really cool seeing you here.
Yeah.
And now just a couple hours later, I'm here at TBL. Can you walk us a little bit through to tell the listeners maybe a little about yourself, how you started up, even thought of the idea of TBL, and what maybe brought you here?
It really is. It's a vision of my wife that God gave her to do something for these young men in America. There hasn't been a AA level like baseball here in America for a long time. So we have, last year, 400 young men got paid to play pro basketball in the U.S. because of TBL. About 200 of them are going to go on to play overseas someplace. So we're a showcase league to help guys get someplace else. And all we ask is that you then give back to the community. And by doing that, we probably have, almost 500,000 fans between social media and on our live stream games and our in-person games. So we're providing a service for communities. We're doing some things, teaching these guys how to use their celebrity to impact lives versus just serve self.
100%. And now, I'm not sure if the microphone picked that up, but we heard a huge difference. We both looked up, right? We heard that big rim rocking dunk. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the basketball at TBL and how maybe it's improved over the last few years.
Well, we've gotten a lot of teams, and with teams comes opportunities. That means the really good teams are really, really good. Some people don't understand how good the level is. So there's some that aren't quite as good as others, but they're learning it. You go through 1 year where you struggle, you're going to make adjustments. So the level just keeps getting better and better. And last year with COVID, we had a lot of people stay home. Since they stayed home, we just had a lot of talent.
Definitely. And then, talking about COVID, right, you guys, out of every league or company, anything I've ever seen, you guys, grew tremendously in COVID. I haven't seen that anywhere. How did that even happen? How did you persevere and come out of it with a bigger and better league?
Well, it's not a great secret that most of our teams pay on time. They pay payment plans to buy their franchise or their markets. And, COVID hits, you're kind of tone deaf if you say, I want my money, well, they can't even finish the season. So we had to adjust how we do, and you either grow or you die. Yep. And we were not going to die. We've invested too much energy, effort, and we believe it's a vision from God. And where God gives a vision, he'll give the provision. And the answer was simple, grow. Now, growing gives more young men opportunities, more communities can get served, but the existing teams get to have local rivalries, less travel, everybody saves money. It became a win for everybody.
100%. It's all incredible, right, seeing this growth. What are you most excited for going into this next season?
Well, we're going to be at 48 teams this year.
Wow.
And it's going to be some really cool rivalries. A team like Kokomo, they travel. So with 4 or 5 or 6 teams in Indiana alone, you're going to see 200 Kokomo fans going from market to market. And then you're going to see Lebanon fans, and you're going to see Richmond, Indiana fans, and you're going to see Indianapolis fans and Dayton fans, and they're all going to be playing against each other, and it's going to build momentum, so it's really, really something special.
I can't wait to see it, and I'm so happy to be here right in the gym actually watching it all go down. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you.
Joining us here live is Neema Djavadzadeh here at the TBL Pro Combine. Neema, tell us a little bit about what made you want to come here today. You're at NBA Summer League, right? You're having a great time on the trip. Yeah. What made you wake up this morning super early, get in an Uber, drive over here, and watch some TBL basketball?
Honestly, it's because you told me to. but it's actually really cool, like seeing the exposure that a lot of these guys are getting. Being from Houston, the Houston Push was a really good team. I kept a little bit of track of, especially with Steve Francis being the one who's in charge of that team. A lot of these guys can still, they can hoop. They might not be NBA players, but they're good. They're still good basketball players. So it's cool to see, them living out their dream and also, getting an opportunity to kind of really put themselves out there. And you never know what can happen from a, minor league to maybe a major league one day, whether it's the NBA or, a league overseas. There's a reason why these guys are here. And so it's still cool to see. Basketball is basketball no matter what the level is. So
talking about how, basketball is the basketball no matter where it is. And this maybe been a fun time just watching this. What are you maybe most impressed from, maybe from warm-ups, the actual drills to the scrimmages? What are you maybe looking at the most and saying, wow, this is really cool, like seeing how TBL is putting this all together?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, the coaches here are extremely professional. They know what they're doing 100%. I don't think, whether you're an NBA coach or G League coach really explains whether or not how well you know the game. There's high school coaches out there who know the game better than anybody. There's guys who don't even coach who know the game very well. These coaches are doing a great job of kind of just keeping these guys locked in. Of course, like any kind of warm-up or any kind of combine, there's been big errors and small errors, and they're doing a good job of just kind of keeping them focused, kind of keeping them going. And then on the players' side themselves, like, you're coming all the way out here to Vegas to really show out. Some of them are really doing that. There's been a couple guys here that actually just genuinely impressed me. Like I said, basketball is basketball at every level, and these guys are definitely very talented. It's cool to see. It's definitely cool to see. It's cool to see a whole organization really here just backing these guys, and same with them. They all have a very good relationship, it seems like, with a lot of the coaches here and Dave as well. So it's been a really cool experience, and nothing I've really done before, but definitely something that I look forward to doing again. So.
The energy's been incredible. You're spot on with that. Now, real quick, though, you're not just watching the game. You're getting a little busy on the sideline. I'm seeing you put with these little trading cards all over the place. You've been doing it here. You've been doing it in Summer League on top of soap dispensers. Show our audience maybe what I'm talking about.
So these were designed by my good friend Margot. You can follow her on Twitter @SmartWater. Jalen Green and Josh Christopher are the only cards I have because obviously Gen Z Rockets. Subtle plug. But no, I do have a big plan for these going forward. I have been telling people keep the cards. I do think they will be valuable one day. Stay tuned. Look forward to it. I do have a good big project coming out. Not saying anything yet because still waiting for my LLC to go through. So once that goes through, we'll make it a little bit bigger, more formal of an announcement. But until then, passing these out, hiding them around the city. So if you're in Vegas and you see one of these, feel free to reach out to me.
Awesome, Neema. Awesome having you on, and appreciate you coming out all the way here to TBL.
Thanks for listening to Gen Z Hoops. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all major social media platforms at Gen Z Hoops. You can tune in and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and every other podcast platform on the planet. Get ready for the next episode.